Welcome to EnergizeUtv. This is a space for conscious conversation, grounded leadership, and embodied truth. I'm Angel Marie. Each episode delivers fresh perspectives, expert insight, and actionable strategies to help viewers elevate their energy, expand their potential, and live with greater purpose and vitality. This is not just a TV episode. It is a movement to awaken the world, raise collective consciousness, and inspire positive change. Welcome back to EnergizeUtv, where energy meets modern life. I'm Angel Marie, Activation Catalyst. I'm so excited that you're here because today, I want you to think about something. What if your self-care you chose today is the very thing that builds alignment and momentum to sharpen your confidence and lets you move with more power, grace for that year of the horse. And we know that the year of the horse is about the iron horse. It's about the movement. And I want to say thank you to Prosperity Media Network because they're producing and distributing this EnergizeUtv and also here at the Wrigley Mansion. I mean, to be able to be here, thank you, Prosperity Media Network. I so appreciate it because you're helping that conversation to elevate the awareness, expand possibilities, and create meaningful messages to audiences all the way around the world, and I appreciate that. And you know, being here at Wrigley Mansion, it's not like simply just arriving. I mean, you are met with a beautiful feeling of the history in the body, of the movement, of this moment when you step onto this grounds. And nearly a century of vision, care, and deliberate creation lives in these walls, and you can feel these. This place has been built with intention. Detail for the details, the choice of by choosing. I mean, what he chose and how he chose the colors, but then like the ceiling was built, and it also was painted by this guy that came from all the way from Italy, and it holds this energy of excellence and sustainability. And the mansion carries a quiet confidence. It really does. It's not a rush energy. It doesn't have like this performance either. It shows what it really is. And being here reminds me, and I hope it reminds you, that true momentum is nurturing. And confidence is absorbed through presence. And when you allow yourself to settle into that kind of energy, that self-care becomes embodied. And forward movement feels natural, steady, and supported. And that's why exactly what we're going to be talking about today and this week is self-care for momentum and the year of the horse. So we want to welcome my dear friend and light worker, Dr. Abby, a chiropractor specializing in biofeedback and alternative energy healing techniques, and has been an entrepreneur her whole entire career, she says, from a really young age. Yet before we begin with our guest, I want to ground us in the energy of confidence. Because when you have that confidence, that deep confidence within you, everything changes. Yet also, I'm going to talk about energy because it's the hottest thing going on right now, isn't it, out there? And Einstein say, and I quote him, energy can never be created or destroyed. It can only be changed from one form to the other. Everything is energy. Money is energy. Pain is energy. Emotions is energy. Everything. And it's always moving. That's the wonderful thing I love about energy. And everything is connected. Woo, even the things that we can't see. So let's take a deep breath and feel this right now, because you feel energy before you even think about it. You walk into a room and you can feel heavy and your stomach might drop. That's energy. Also, you might be around somebody like me that's very joyous, and all of a sudden you're like, gosh, I'm in this really good mood all of a sudden. That's energy. That energy is in motion, and it is your biofield. And the biofield is what's around us. And it's about 5 feet out, depends. But yet I'm always talking about your personal energy bubble. Because why? Because it is your biofield. It's your energy. But what is the field? Because I talk about energy field, quantum field, and you're probably hearing that a lot. So it's the invisible energy environment your body creates. Your body is electrical. And your heart, your brain, and your nervous system, that's the information that moves beyond your skin and into the space around you, the biofield. And did you know that your heart is measurable? And it extends beyond the body, yes, and it is 5,000 times greater, stronger than the brain. So that's why I always say, you're emitting energy, keep it from your heart. And you might even hear my guests say, drop down into your heart, come from your heart. Because when you come from here, you're coming from that creativity, you're coming from that beauty, not from your head. Because when you're in your head, you're dead. So you also know that what you think about, you also bring about. Because whatever you're thinking about, that's the frequency, that's the energy. And that usually comes to you. So I always like to say this, and I say it to every group. And every time you say anything, let's say it's easy. Everything in life is easy. So say it with me. Everything in life is easy. So whenever you say anything about anything that's going on in your life, you're going to say, and it's easy. Do you feel that energy? So let's talk about confidence now and that confidence energy. Because confidence is personal power. It's strength. It's the ability to succeed. It comes from that self-acceptance. Because I really believe, and I had a conversation with one of my Reiki students last night, and she said, it's a belief. It's a belief in yourself. And I said, no. It is a self-acceptance. It's accepting what is. That's the confidence. And she was like, well, wait a minute. If you have lack of confidence, it creates what? Shame, guilt, fear, sadness, disconnection. But when you connect to your confidence, when you know, and this is one of the things she said, because when you teach us at Reiki Share, and you're teaching us, you don't have any notes. You have a confidence because you know, because I accept and know the teaching. I just want you to take a moment on that and think about in your life, as you're that CEO talking about your business, being passionate, how are you showing up in that self-acceptance and the knowing? So go ahead and think about that. And I really like this quote. And yes, it's a quote from my book, The Shine On book, and it's secret number 36, and it's confidence. And it says, don't let anyone dim your shine. And I want you to think about how many times in your life do you dim what's going on with you, or you kind of go into that place of not having as much energy because you might be listening to somebody else. And around you is that biofield, and once you start to listen, that broadcasts that energy out. And you know what? There's a moment in my life that confidence was not just a mindset. It was a decision, a choice that I made to move through my body before it even touched my thoughts. It was almost 30 years ago, and that's when I worked for upper management for Xerox. And I managed like 14 different sites. I had like 20 different reports. And on paper, everything was successful, right? I mean, I was stable, respected, was going really well. And then layoffs started to happen. And people started getting afraid, and they were trying to hold on. And here's my hand. I'm over here going, pick me, pick me, pick me. I want out. I want out. Because I knew my soul had already decided and knew that I was to do something different. I was supposed to help to create and understand about energy. And this is what happened was I started to step into that energy healing, that coaching, the business of energy, and teaching CEOs about how to have the energy flow in their businesses, how to have entrepreneurs really ground themselves and be able to look at their energy as they continued and showed up. And the thing was is it wasn't accepted or popular at all. Most people didn't understand. I mean, come on, 30 years ago, they were just thinking this energy is just, it's really risky, it's strange, it's woo-woo, but it's crazy. And it's weird. That's what most people said to me. But you know what? Here's the thing to understand is that being able to push past the everybody telling me not to, because I knew the certainty of it. So when I finally talked to them, because they wanted to give me more money, they wanted to do all that kind of stuff, this corporation, they wanted me to stay there. And when I finally got that 3-month package, it was strategic. It really was, because I was so excited, because I was certain. And that confidence showed up with bravery, and it showed up with alignment. And this is a part that I want you also to hear clearly, because confidence is not a belief. Confidence is acceptance in motion. Because I was not confident because I believed in myself. I was confident because I accepted myself. I accepted my truth, and I could no longer ignore it. And that was the big one. I could not ignore any longer what I knew, the leadership and what I wanted to do, which was right here, and to reach millions of people about how to understand energy and really step into their energy. Because belief can disappear in all the pressures, right? You can believe something and then all of a sudden you don't. But acceptance, that you hold on to. And when you accept yourself, you stop negotiating with truth. You stop waiting for permission. And many of us do that also. And it lives in that moment. And when you say, this is it, this is what I want, this is true to me, and I'm willing to move with it. That is what happened for me. Yet, I did not leave because I was fearful. I left because staying there would require me to betray my own self. And that's a question I want you to think about right now. That where are you negotiating with yourself in your leadership role? Where are you overriding your body, your energy, your knowing? Where are you calling hesitance wisdom when it is actually avoidance? Ooh, when you think it might be wisdom, you might go, yeah, I'm going to, but it could be avoidance. I want you to look at that, because your body registers truth before logic, and it will catch up with you. So your energy always speaks first. When you ignore that confidence, it erodes. When you honor that, confidence strengthens. So I want you to believe in yourself. You are confident because you accept yourself fully enough to stand in your truth and move with the energy. This is what I did. That is what I'm going to continue to do, and I continue all the time. And that is what I invite you to do, to examine your own life and that confidence and embody that. Stop resisting. Please stop resisting. I don't want you to do that anymore. And start to acceptance in motion. That is leadership. And that's what I see in you. And no matter what role and where you're at. So let me ground you and ground us in something simple and practical. Because confidence does not start in the mind. This is different. Confidence starts in the body. Before you even speak, before you introduce yourself, before you even explain what you do or who you are, your body already has spoken. And every single person, we're all hardwired in this, is accessible to this. You know, I've been dancing and performing since I was 2 years old. My mama was a dance teacher. My grandma was, all my aunts, everyone. So I grew up on stage performing. And long before I had the language from confidence, I learned something through my body. And that was, the biggest part of it was head up, shoulders back, and put a smile on your face. So when I walk into a room, some people will say I own the room. And I will even teach people, own the room. Fill the room with that energy of confidence. Well, how do we do that? It's your posture. And you've heard this before. Sit up straight, come into the room. But yet most people we start to shrug. And we understand that as we put our shoulders back, we put that smile, the vibration, even the energy all comes through. And keynote speakers, you know, this is the thing, is in 8th grade, I spoke in front of my 8th grade graduation. I was the most improved student of the year. And I was at that podium in 8th grade and being able to help shape that graduated class. It was very powerful. So I learned very early on that confidence begins in the body, not the mind. How you stand and how you lead. Now here's the part that matters for you. And I really want you to get this, is confidence is how you arrive. You will walk into a room, before you say hello, your posture already tells a story. Your body says one or two things. I belong here, or I am bracing. And the wild thing is you feel it too. Here's something that's really important, and I want you please to get this. And you know, I always say they're writer-downers, so let's see, you know, these are writer-downers. Confidence does not mean you feel amazing every day. You know what? Because people ask me that, Angel, how are you always in a good mood? Well, you know what? I'm in chronic pain a lot of the time, but I create the energy and this amazing feeling by taking a choice. Because confidence is choosing how you hold yourself anyway. Head up, shoulders back, a soft smile, walk into the room, relax. That's a choice that begins to shift your what? Your inner state. So do it with me right now. If you're sitting, put your shoulders back. If you happen to be standing or going someplace, I want you to open up to this. I also want you to take some water. Because the water, very powerful. It's very helpful and very powerful, and it will help your inner state to be able to do this. And you know what? I don't want you to force positivity. You know, some people say, fake it till you make it. Well, that's okay too, but yet I want you to feel this in your body, because I want the body to be able to read the safety, because the leadership that you are holding as the leader is your posture. So making sure that that posture looks good. When you change your posture, you change your philosophy. You've changed how you look at things, your perception of things. And people look at you differently. Your nervous system receives this new information, and it just, the chemicals start to shift. Your body hears, oh, I'm safe, I'm here. And what happens? You can take up space. People have told me before, when I walk into the room, they're on the other side of the room and they're like, oh, Angel's here. Because of the biofield. We talked about that. The biofield of what I'm creating. And that is, the body leads, but your energy, the mind will follow it, but only in the room. It's not a loud thing. It's not to be perfect. It's not performing. It's presence. And your presence is felt in the biofield. Because it's a pretty big buzzword right now, is all about understanding the presence, the presence. And you know what? When you become in that place of yourself, right here in that energy, remember the heart has 5,000 greater than the mind. So stay in that heart. You will see how everything settles around you. And yourself and the energy wise will help. You know what? I grew up with my daddy-o. My daddy-o used to say, and I hope I don't offend anybody, he used to say, do not show up half-assed. I used to love that. Because he would look at me and go, half-assed. And I would know that I wasn't really engaging. I wasn't really being with that person, or I wasn't being with the other people. So I want you to think about that and just kind of laugh about it. Because really what he means is this. When you arrive fully. Not exhausted, not trying to prove anything, not performing, fully here. Because confidence is not about the perfection, yeah. It's about committing to the present. So right now, wherever you are, sit up, a little taller again, roll your shoulders back, lift the chin just a little bit slightly, and smile. Notice what changes. That is confidence. That is available to you anytime that you want that. That confidence is not about being impressive. It's about being present. And you know what? Your body wants it, and it accepts it, and it arrives fully. And that energy is talking to you all the time. So why don't we do this right now? Is we're going to do the Superwoman. Here we go. Or Superman. And just this. And they even did a study on this with kids. They had them stand like this for 2 minutes, take some breaths, and went in and took an exam. The kids actually did better. They felt better just by doing 2 minutes of this. So I really am going to impress on you to do this because it's powerful when you're standing in your strength. I do this a lot. Before I start, I will start here, and I will start here, and I will breathe up and breathe out and breathe up and breathe out. And what I'm doing is I'm moving the chi to be totally present with you, because I want you to have writer downers. I want you to walk away where you learn something and you say, that is confidence. I'm going to do that today. Superwoman, Superman, and connecting to that energy. And you know what? We're getting ready for Dr. Abby, so we're going to go right to the commercial right now. So we'll be right back after this important message.
If you're listening to the EnergizeUtv, you already know the power of connection. Now imagine sharing your contact info instantly, no typing, no paper, no friction. Our digital business cards let you share your name, phone, social links, and website with one simple scan. Perfect for professionals who want to automate building their network. Ready to upgrade how you connect? Scan the QR code on the screen and get your digital business card built by JavaLogix today.
So excited to have you here today. Welcome, Dr. Abby. And you know, I've known you for so long. Please introduce yourself to the viewers and the listeners.
I am so honored to be here, Angel. When I first met you, I was blown away. I was walking into a networking event and you were just walking out, and I knew there was someone there I had to meet. And then you came down and I was like, yep, that was her. And so anyway, since then, we've just become fast friends. Mm-hmm. We have so much to talk about. And when you offered me to be able to come on your platform and speak with everyone, I'm just honored and delighted to be here. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you live?
So I just moved here to Scottsdale. We have been in Atlanta, Georgia for the last 20 years. My husband and I were celebrating our 20th. So very happily married. Ooh. 5 children.
5?
Yes. 7 to 27. So I feel like I'm relevant in a lot of different pockets right now. So yeah. And then I've been in private practice doing biofeedback and all those wonderful things for 20 years.
Fabulous. Mm-hmm. Yes. And so you've been an entrepreneur, because we already talked about that. Mm-hmm. You've been an entrepreneur pretty much your whole life.
Ever since, getting out of chiropractic school. Mm-hmm. It was my goal at 18 to have my own companies, and we're doing it.
You're doing
it. Kicking it.
This is awesome. And, I want to just dive right in, because we talked about the horse energy for the Chinese New Year's. Yes. And a lot of people are like, and we are not experts. I just want everybody to know we are not experts, but we know enough to talk about it and about what it takes to have that self-care in the horse energy. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So I look at astrology, I'm not an astrologer, but I think it's very important to take in consideration all the energies that we are surrounded with, right? So we just finished the year of the snake, the wood snake, and I think it was very interesting because I don't know if anyone else out there felt like they shed like maybe 10 skins instead of 1.
Pick me,
but
yes.
You know what? I felt like I died several times, but I'm still here. And what kind of dropped in for me was, we were wrapping up the year of the snake, was that, I've been kind of centering on everything that's been dying, but like, how about celebrating the new life now? How about celebrating our glow up from within, and that we have a whole new expansion energy to bring that forward? So we dumped a lot of trash, right? In 2025, so that we can come into the year of the horse. I thought this was interesting too. The wood snake was like gathering all the wood and the resources together to really be able to light the fire for the horse energy to be moving forward fast in 2026. So I was like, that makes sense too. There was a lot of groundwork laid last year. And then the energy of the horse, it is the fire horse. So think of fire as the fuel in a car. It's not the car, but it's the fuel that makes it go, right? So when we think of fire, it's like the horse energy is going to be picking up speed. We're going to be building pretty fast. So we want to think about driving horse or like riding horses. You want them to be very focused. We want our energy to be focused on what we are building. So we're not just, swirling in chaos and just letting all of that beautiful energy that was built up last year. We don't want it to dissipate. We want it to build something lasting, right? And move us forward. So
what is your take on this self-care and how you charge your energy so that you can lead well?
I love this question because sometimes I feel like I give and give and give, and then what do I do to go recharge? I am a nature girl, so I go out in nature and I ground. I receive like free electrons from the forest. They even call it forest bathing, or it's a thing. And
it's a thing.
There's actually a forest bathing path in Flagstaff. I can't wait to check it out. And so that, and then, breathing fresh air, like changing out the air, the beautiful, like I really, as much as I play full out in the workspace, I really let myself decompress when it's time to decompress. So I will go sit on the earth and charge. My favorite thing is to go to Sedona and sit on a vortex and charge. But
so that's one thing that you go outside, take your shoes off. This is the big thing, and go
and water
and earth yourself.
Yes, and water is another big peaceful thing for me. I also drink electrolyte reduced water all the time to be adding energy to my body.
So let's just stop right there for a second, because a lot of people don't understand that water is important and we're not drinking enough water. Now, I always, every day on Facebook and Instagram, I remind you to drink water and to take a breath. Now, the water we're talking about now is having good water.
Yes.
And that means here in Phoenix, Arizona, you never drink out of the faucet because, oh my gosh, no.
Yeah.
So you always have to have good water. Now, how much water? Okay, we're going to go to that one first. And a lot of the healthcare, remember, I'm not healthcare, but a lot of the healthcare will tell you that you should drink about, it should be about 50% of.
Yeah, I say 75% of your body weight in ounces.
Okay.
But it could be more or less, but yeah.
Okay.
And the kind of water I'm talking about is when it's gone through this electrolysis process. So it blows it apart and actually donates available oxygen, hydrogen, and antioxidants to the body. So it's one thing we learned with a big long story I'm not going to tell here, but with my daughter and her birth and how she was born, saved her life, but that's how we found it. And then now it's one thing I just won't live without. So
she's talking about a specific machine. And what's the name of the machine? Because we don't want to.
I don't want to say it on here because there's a couple.
Okay, so but if you're at home and you're wondering what should I drink, just spring water. Spring water, spring water, spring water.
Definitely not RO, because all the minerals are taken out, and there's a lot of studies with RO water leading to MS and a lot of neurological problems. So for sure, we
don't want to go into that. So just make sure that you look up your water, because when you're wanting to charge your energy, you're wanting to charge your self-care.
Yes.
It's important. We have many different ways, and one of them is going out and earthing yourself and playing, and you really do to get that energy. And then
I feel completely different. Like,
So
it's so important.
That's a beautiful way to do that. And the horse energy right now rewards steady momentum, not force.
Right.
And that again is taking those pauses through the day. So that's important. So confidence is built by keeping promises to yourself. So what kind of promises? Because when you do those confidence builders, you're also doing that self-care.
Yep. Wow. I love to talk about feelings buried alive, never die, and the emotions that we have, that we've stored in our body can, if they're not good ones, they can come out as dis-ease in different parts of the body. I've had to work with myself, even change some promises that I've made to myself. Like I used to have a little quip that was like, well, if it's not fun, I'm not doing it. Well, guess what? There's some things in life that I have to do that are not fun. So I had to switch that one a little bit. If it's necessary, then I will do it.
Yes.
Also for expansion, this year of the horse is all about expanding. We're in the year of number 1. So it's all about investing in ourselves and expanding our own talents and gifts. So expansion doesn't feel good sometimes, definitely not to me. I like things to be secure and the same. I think that's human nature. But if I want to be the person, the version of myself that is in my head that I'm ready to transition into, that's a completely, I have to go through a process to get there, right?
Right.
So I have made a deal with myself that I am okay with being uncomfortable for the sake of growth.
Beautiful. So understanding that and the promises that you make can help you with your self-care. What we're talking about is maybe just make a promise to yourself you're going to make your bed. And when you make your bed, that's the self-care.
My husband makes my bed for me.
There you go. So, so understanding that some of the promises can help you with your self-care. So what kind of promises are you creating with yourself that help you with your self-care? Not you necessarily, what would you tell the viewers?
I used to deal with a lot of fear and abandonment issues, which actually affects adrenals and kidneys. And one thing I had to change and make a deal with myself after a lot of sitting and going within was that I would never leave myself. Like, even if other people abandon me or something happens or, everything else falls away, I will never leave myself. And that comes back to our own sovereignty and the feeling of whatever I need, I will find for myself.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. And awareness is another one. And awareness allows you to lead from presence, not pressure. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So I think of a musical, like a piece of music. And if we, in a symphony, if it was all noise, if there was never a pause, we would just all go crazy, right? So I feel like presence is the moments we really drop in to know what we're supposed to do next, to get the guidance, to get to lead with intuition, to really know what's the next best step for us personally. And of course, when we're leading a family and a business, what's the next best step for that as well, but being heart-centered and intuition-led.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. And self-care is choosing to regulate over burnout. This is a big one because so many are going through so much burnout right now, and they don't recognize it as burnout. They don't.
Well, someday you just wake up. Like, I work with a lot of people like this. Someday they wake up, their children might have gone to college, or and they just realize, what did I do for me? Like, I don't even look like what I want to look like at the end of the day. And I've worked with enough people in burnout to really take a hard look at myself and be like, okay, we're not going down this road. What do I need to do every day? And so, even like doing yoga or exercising or making sure I move my body. And I personally have to do that to be at the highest peak energy for myself. But I've made decisions that at the end of the day, when all my children are gone and I'm planning to live to 130. Well, those are different goals. I live my life in a completely different way because of the goals I have for my life.
So really,
I take the time, and when I feel myself getting burnt out, I'm just like, yeah, I don't need to help any more people right now. I need to go help me. And then I go do what it takes to charge: music, music is my thing too. So I charge a lot with music.
Sustainable success requires intentional self-care. That says a lot right there, because success requires that intentional. So what would you tell someone to be intentional to get their self-care done and really take care of themselves?
So the way that I do intentional self-care is to put my self-care actually first. So I know I have to exercise every day. I have to sauna, get my blood going. And I know that when I come out of the gym, I'm a completely different person. So even though I don't want to go to the gym, I know the outcome. A cold plunge. I do a cold plunge, not because I love freezing cold water. I love the result of being like super, aware and happy, and those endorphins that just kick through my body. It's like, so my self-care routine has to do with what effect I want at the end of the day, especially like listening to uplifting music before bed, calming the brain.
So one of them would be lifting it up by listening to uplifting music before you go to bed.
Frequency music.
When you when you wake up in the morning, another really good one is to look and smile and start laughing in the mirror to help you raise your energy. That's another really good one. And to create a space for yourself to get inspired to be able to go and to work out, to go and do your self-care. Now, remember, self-care is different, right? For everyone.
Yep.
Everyone can be different with their self-care, just as long as you are consistent and you have the clarity to follow through with it. So even if it's just a yoga, a couple stretching, 20 minutes of breath work, that can always help you, because in this heart-brain coherence, it turns self-care from effective into regulation. So you talk about the heart-brain and how that affects your self-care.
Absolutely. Well, the heart tells the brain what to do, and the brain tells the body what to do. So it's really important to take care of the heart first and really follow what is in our heart to do. And then there's even music. There's specific music, 0.1 hertz. There's a lot out there that I listen to. I'll have patients listen to help regulate that frequency that puts us in the best state of mind for learning, for calmness, for just the self-regulation of the brain. Absolutely.
Beautiful. I love that, because when we have the heart and the brain in alignment, the body knows how to heal. And the alignment, and I think of you being a chiropractor, but then also with your biofeedback and what you're doing with that and how you help to repair and do different things with the stress. It's just beautiful, beautiful. And this has gone really fast. And, I thank you so much for being here, Dr. Abby. And what is your free gift that you're going to share with us?
So for my free gift, I have done a lot of personal work with gratitude and the magic that has brought into my own life, but also blessing of the body. So my free gift is a guided meditation where you can come with me on a journey of gratitude for our whole body and experience here on earth.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And you know what? Go ahead and check out this contact information and go ahead and this is a beautiful gift. I'm going to be doing it too.
I'm excited.
And don't leave without her free gift. Go ahead and take a picture and scan that QR code right now. Do you have any final words for us to leave with us?
I think the thing that has made the biggest difference in my life is realizing how the words we use, the words we speak every day, go out and they come back and they use us. So it's one of the most important things I have learned to reprogram my brain and what I say, to be very intentional and create the life that I desire for me and my family.
Fabulous. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
And you know what? I love being here at the Wrigley Mansion. This is a different view, if you've noticed, and I love it. So I want you to experience it right now. So here you go. It's really amazing how he put all of these beautiful red, and it's just beyond the white, and also the the restaurants that are here too are just so wonderful also. I'm just so blessed that I get to be in this energy because, you know, everything that I do is about feeling the energy around. And this is amazing to be in this legacy, this iconic place where you have a piano that's like hundreds of years old that was handcrafted by an Italian guy. We're going to get more into that one too. And I'm going to tell you about the chairs also. I mean, the chairs in this place were all lowered, but I'll tell you more about that later too. So just looking out, you can feel it. It just embraces you. It creates a beautiful place in your vibration that says, wow, not only am I just like this little kind of person, this little speck on this beautiful place, but I also feel that energy of that greatness, that beauty, that elegance, that history. So glad I'm able to share it with you. And you know what? Thank you for being here. I see you, I embrace you, and I celebrate you. So thank you. If you would like to experience more of me beyond today's show, I would love to gift you with a membership to my energy reset sessions. Been doing it for years and years. And these are gentle Tai Chi inspired movement practices that they'll help to design you to feel calm, clear, and grounded, and help you to set that tone for the day, even in the middle of the day. So just go ahead and scan the QR code right here and join me online, because I am waiting to see you and to help you to align. And if you want to go even deeper, these books hold the foundation of the teaching you experienced here on EnergizeUtv, and they are available for you as well. And for next week, we're going to do a deep dive with the amazing Tammy Demirza. She's been on before quite a few times, actually. She's interviewed me too. So mark your calendar, because it is going to be a lovely conversation. And remember something from my heart. Your energy is the music of your life. Keep it tuned, keep it flowing, and keep it shining bright. Because I'm going to be here every week with more wisdom, energy, and those golden nuggets that are writer-downers. So remember that this isn't just a show. This is a movement, and it's a global impact. So until next time, keep igniting your energy, activating your joy, and always elevating your abundance. And come sing with me right now, because this will raise your energy to bring up. And go ahead and start to move. Listen to the words, because the words are the philosophy of how to shine, and they're just for you. Here we go.
You got ambition, fire and soul. Look within your heart, let your spirit flow. Ask for what you want, show them what you got. Take it to the top, don't you ever stop. Shine, shine, shine on. Raise your vibration, shine, shine, shine on.
You got it, you got it.
Looking for the answers, seeking you will find. Open up your heart, leave it all behind. Smile and laugh, always give back. Glowing like a star, show them who you are. Shine, shine, shine on. Raise your vibration, shine, shine, shine on.
See you next time. Before you go, take a moment and ask yourself one simple question. What am I taking with me from this conversation? I'm Angel Marie, and this is EnergizeUtv, where we help you live